So we've seen the video for the interior of the Ferrari EV that's going to be coming out. And this video honestly seems kind of interesting just because of the fact that they decided to show the interior of the car without showing us the car. And honestly, this interior, them showing it, I don't know what the purpose of it is, how this is supposed to help, because the Ferrari EV, even if it is a Ferrari, a lot of people aren't going to want it. It's not going to be as popular. And I told this before about the EV sports car and supercar thing. It just doesn't, the concept doesn't work. But anyway, they show off the interior of the car, and the interior, it does look good. And I think the guy who designed the iPhones, the previous generation or something, that's the person who made the interior of this car, who designed the interior of the car. And honestly, I kind of see it with the central console. It looks like a giant Apple Watch. It even has the buttons on top and side. I don't know if it's the buttons, but it looks like the rotating the rotating crown of the Apple Watch. It looks like a giant Apple Watch in there. And there are some buttons and stuff that feels kind of similar to Apple products, and I get the Apple look when I see this. It does kind of relate, and yeah, it seems like a good interior, but honestly, the way this car, the interior looks, it feels like this is supposed to be a classic retro look. And not that that wouldn't be a problem, but this is a Ferrari EV, and isn't that supposed to be a futuristic type of car? I mean, you can make it look like a retro car, and maybe do the Ionic thing with the looks, I guess. But I don't know if the classic look feels like it works for the EV, because the EV already has enough trouble considering the fact that it's an EV. But this interior, I don't know, would it actually work? Now, one good thing that I do see from this interior is the fact that there seems to be a lot of buttons there, actually usable buttons rather than touch sensitive stuff and screen stuff, which is a great move. And if Ferrari is planning on moving away from the touch stuff and moving into the button stuff, that's fantastic. I think buttons are a better choice in terms of usability and long-term aesthetics and all that. So yeah, there are buttons, and it feels like it's a good interior, but it doesn't feel like it's supposed to be a right interior for the future electric Ferrari. Now, if this was them bringing back a retro car like the F40 or something, and bringing that car back, and this interior was for that car, would make perfect sense, and people would love it, and I would love it. But this interior, I don't know if it will work. Now, I guess we could wait till and see what the exterior of the car looks like. If the exterior is a retro look as well, I guess it could work. Even though it being an EV, it's gonna have a hard time. I know I'm saying that a lot of times, but it's just how it is. So if it's a retro looking exterior, yeah, I guess it could kind of work. And if they decide to bring this interior to the other Ferraris, well, yeah, I guess it could work. Ferrari going for a classic interior rather than modernizing it for Ferrari, yeah, I guess so. But for an EV, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see until we see the exterior of the car. And I am very curious about the exterior now, and hopefully it is good, even though most people aren't gonna like it, and I'm not gonna like it. But yeah, this seems like a wholesome interior from the previous century, I guess. So yeah, and I know a lot of people are gonna love the interior, and I'm okay with it. So yeah, that's what I think about the Ferrari EV interior. And let's wait till wait and see what the exterior looks like, because if the exterior looks super modern and all that, and the interior looks very classic, yeah, that's not gonna work. But let's wait and see what happens when the new Ferrari EV comes out anyway. And honestly, how well is the EV gonna do? There are gonna be a lot of fans that will buy it, but considering Ferrari and the way people love the brand, I don't know if the EV would work. And I'm wondering how difficult would this EV Ferrari be able to be to get? Will it be really difficult? Because I hear some stuff about how you have to have certain number of Ferraris and all that to get a Ferrari on a list per Ferrari. And I don't know if this EV might end up being that type of situation, because if that's the case, I don't think a lot of people are gonna go through the trouble to get it. Buy more cars to buy a Ferrari EV. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. They're probably gonna have to sell it without any conditions of having to be a previous owner or anything. So yeah, the Ferrari EV interior. I guess it's interesting to look at because it's a Ferrari. If it was the interior of any other brand, I don't think people would be that interested, and I probably wouldn't be that interested either. But yeah, that's what I think about the Ferrari EV interior.